Welcome back, everybody. Off the Hook. It's Pat Hilton and JD Frost. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, how you doing, dude?
Doing really well. We are surviving, and we were just talking about before we started recording how you and I have constantly been hammering this online thing, and you've got to be online, and you've got to be meeting with influencers and presenting at conference and digital summits and podcasting and videos and skits and like literally anything that you can do to get people's attention and have them understand what you can deliver to the marketplace. And we even did a funny skit in front of your green screen for NugaCon, which was a little off the hook, off the cusp for you.
Yeah,
And people
exactly.
loved it. People loved it. So
Right.
there are no rules. It's no holds barred right now. And with this whole coronavirus thing being a serious threat and being so contagious and everyone's in their house, where are they going? They're going online.
Yep, they're going to their phones, and I think what's interesting, and I've been talking to a lot of people about this, and it's not as much. I don't think it's as much about knowing what value you bring and all that kind of stuff. It's really just connecting with people, and like that's a kind of what this whole experience has caused me to kind of get back into, Pat, is like the fundamentals of what business is all about. And you have to find people to grow your business. Like that's all there is to it. Like, where's my money, right? GC talks about that all the time.
Yeah, who's
Your
got
money is your money is with other people. I was talking with a salesperson today. He was like, I don't know how to talk about taxes. I was like, I don't give a flying flip if you don't know how to talk about taxes. You need to meet more people. I mean, Amazon started their business by selling used books.
Yep.
Like that's what they were doing.
Out of a garage.
Out of a garage. All they were doing was getting information. And the only information you need to know is somebody's name, their phone number, and their email. That's it. Like,
yep.
To grow your business is to build that network of that information. So while I agree with you on getting in front of people and everything, totally getting the attention is essential, but picking up the phone and calling somebody is
right.
the way to grow your business.
And it's interesting you said that too, and collecting the data. I've reformatted all my websites over the last month or two. My PatHilton.com's literally just a ClickFunnels lead generator with name, phone number, and email. Exactly what you just said. That's the main thing on my website. Just give me your data. Let's get in touch. Let's do a Zoom discovery call. You don't even need to leave your office for me to give you this service. I want it to be as convenient for JD as possible. And it's expanded to now I'm doing all the audio. Your Apple Podcasts are now updated with your audio, and that takes a load off of Jay and Meg that have other stuff to worry about in your office.
Yeah, exactly. And all of these things are meant to be getting attention, of course, and being in front of people. And that's extremely important as well. But I think once you get that data, it's having a system in place where you're actually reaching out to those people that are giving you that information. You know, for both of our businesses right now, Pat, it's like so important for us to be connecting with people. I'm even thinking like I've got a CRM system, but just personally, I've got this new journal right here. Like, you know me, I'm all about writing it down, right? So I am literally going to start writing down one new name, phone number, and email, even if it's already in my phone. I think the idea and the practice of getting that back into our heads while we're in this time of isolation is kind of ironic, where we're talking about this is the time to connect with people more than ever.
Totally agree. And for all you digital nerds out there, I use all Jonathan's tactics, but in a tech way. So I have an app that I use. There's multiple apps. There's Wunderlist, there's Spreadlist, there's even the Reminder app on iPhone. You can make different lists for different things with different colors, contacts, leads, daily ledger, daily goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. I have all these things broken down. So if you're one of these people that hates notebooks like me, you can still do it. You can still do it on your phone, because I don't want anyone to ever be turned off. I know a lot of people, as a lot of people know, I don't drink anymore. You don't drink anymore either. And there's a lot of people that get on podcasts or Sunday services online. so that they can get that spiritual guidance that they need, because they don't want to like go to quote unquote meetings or any of that. So there are always ways to stay on top of your goals no matter what it is. There's home workouts that you can do on YouTube. There's always a way to figure out a new healthy recipe that you need while you're home, so that you can stay in your nutrition routine. There's always a way. And I use a free app too for Mac called Open Office, where I have a spreadsheet of contacts and I put a date next to each one. And like you said, I'm trying to talk to 3 new people a day. And Carlos and Sal were talking about this at Momentum. When they didn't have a call team, they would get on the phones. They would break up 2 hours every morning from like 9 to 11, when a hot time when people are in their offices, and just make calls, and then write all that in. And that was before they had, the fancy KPIs, and Brittany was running all their stuff.
Yeah,
This stuff is basic foundational stuff that we all have to do.
Yeah, and it's not, they probably were making those calls and they weren't even trying to sell them anything. They were just connecting. They were just letting them know what they were doing. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can't just say, well, I need to find a big fish, or I need to find this client, or I need to only be talking to this type. That's bullshit. Like, you need to be talking to every person,
everybody,
like, and know exactly who it is. Like, asking for a new person to tell them about what you're doing. I mean, that's the part that's going to truly grow your business. Like, I've been working with Tony Oliver. We took him from 0 to $15,000 a month in revenue just by doing this.
He's such a great guy too. And that's the daily action. And when all of this started to hit, and all of this, and people were getting locked down, I've still got my thing running, because over a year, close to 2 years ago, I got out of only marketing to music venues and only marketing to live events, and saying, hey, I'm taking my whole thing digital.
What would you be doing now, man?
All my friends in California, all my friends in California have been calling me and saying, man, we should have listened to you. I told them and by the way, so let's give you guys some advice. There is a website called patreon.com, Patreon.com. It is a membership site. It is free to use. And what you can do is you can set up payment tiers. So I don't know, $50 a month, $100 a month, $250, $500, and $1,000, let's say. Because let's face the facts, $10 a month isn't enough to feed a kid here in this time. So if you got a bunch of people to pay, hey, $50 a month, and you start streaming live concerts or something, now at least you're generating revenue. I know some of you guys that are watching this, that are some of my audience members, are wondering, because you've been calling me, how can I generate income? There's a free way. Set up a site, do a live stream every Tuesday and Thursday, sing your songs, and get people to sign up for monthly payments. So I was on Brad Lee's show the other day, and he actually loved when I told him that I have created recurring revenue and I'm looking to build a team and scale it. He's like, man, that is the name of the game for you. Just songs isn't enough. Just this isn't enough. You need packages and all of this stuff, because the live event thing is going down. So now you need to be doing digital summits. Get your friends to do digital summits. Get your boy Jonathan Frost. Get this person. Get Carlos on a digital entrepreneur summit, and everybody presents for 30 minutes on how you guys can make money. He's like, you really know a lot of ways to help people get cash. Once you make the money, though, you got to have someone like Jonathan teach you how to keep your money, how to multiply your money, how to navigate through the tax code so that you can figure all these things out. We haven't talked about mine yet. I'm actually still waiting on a couple papers, but I will be talking to Jonathan about how can I make sure that this 90-day period I have to make these payments is utilized so that I can earn as much cash as possible for my home studio in the next 90 days to kind of buffer those payments, because
exactly. And that's what we'll be doing. That's what we'll be doing during the jump method, man, is and utilizing that. That's what we'll do for you as well.
So explain to people that don't know what the jump method is. Explain that one more time, just in case people missed it.
So the jump method stands for 4 different things. Jump. right? Justify actual business expenses, utilize the tax code effectively, maximize deductions, and protect you from the IRS audit. So,
Mm.
what we do, and I was just doing this right before we got on here, I was talking with a client that had an existing business that never has really had this kind of phone call before. And this is what I'm talking about, connecting and getting back to some basics. What is amazing is when you have a conversation for 30, 45 minutes with a business owner like yourself, and we go through all these different aspects of your business, everywhere where you're spending money, no matter what we do is we advise you on whether or not that's a business expense or not. And
Mm.
most CPAs are afraid of their own shadows. So they don't want to present a new idea or a new position or a position that you might not have even heard before because they're afraid. We're not afraid. We're a client advocate firm. We're there to advocate for you, to help you understand how to utilize the tax code. And so that's what we're going to do. And we do it through having a conversation, which is just like so crazy to me. But I've got like clients that are moving over to us because we are actually discussing their business with them. They're like,
Mm.
I've had the same CPA for 10 years and I've never had a conversation like this before. That's what they're
Wow.
telling us. And it's not anything like, what's revolutionary about it is how simple it is and how it is a process that you go through. We get your prior year returns. We have what we call an expense call with you, and then we apply that to your tax return. It's really pretty straightforward. And what we're able to do is go back in time to your previous year's returns and find you money in those previous years because you can amend the last 3 years tax returns. And
Mm.
so what we're able to do is, like, literally for entrepreneurs like yourself, Pat, we're able to find you 10, 15. What if we found $10,000 for you?
I mean,
Like,
for me,
well,
I mean, as many people know, I mean, I'm making it, right? So I'm making it, but like I've really got to increase the height of my earnings or verticals, increase my verticals. $10,000 could buy me an entire wall of new equipment. It could give me some new money in my savings as a buffer. I could really do a lot with 10 grand.
yeah, I mean,
Plain
that
and
would be
simple.
huge, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's a game changer for clients, and that's what we're experiencing. I just saved this client $20,000,
that's
like,
unbelievable.
literally, and it required him to invest $2,500 with us, but he's getting
So
twenty thousand
what?
dollars back. Like, who cares, right? So, I mean,
Yeah,
especially going into times like this, what's interesting is when you think about what the government's doing right now with the coronavirus, they're having to stimulate the economy. They're having to literally put the tax dollars that we've paid them over the last however many years back into the economy, back into our hands as consumers, in order for us to invest that into our business, in order for us to pay for employees, in order for us to make payroll, go buy groceries, go buy electronics. All these things that we were doing, we have to get money moving again in our economy, and we're just at the very beginning of it. So what we do, what is really cool about what we're doing, the jump method, is it's like a little mini stimulus package for each taxpayer, because it's
mm,
helping us utilize the United States Treasury, utilize the IRS tax code in order to provide you more money because you're paying less in taxes, so that you can use that money to exchange with other people and build your business. I mean, that is like what they're doing right now to stimulate the economy is what we're doing every year with every client that we have, is we're helping to stimulate the economy to reduce the amount of money that you're paying in taxes so that you can use that in your business. So that's like
right.
back to the basics of what we're doing. And so what's so cool is that we Americans don't really quite understand a lot of times, in my opinion, that the government is taking our tax money and they're using it in other ways than what we would, and they're sitting on it. And so they're not putting it back into the economy all the time. So the more that you can utilize a tax code, the more impact you can have on your own individual economy, because that's your biggest expense every single year.
Right.
And that's why it's so huge right now that they've decided to delay tax payments that are due when you file your return. They're delaying those for 90 days. I mean, that is big. That gives you another
Yeah.
90 days to earn the money that you got to pay in taxes. Or could we figure out ways for you not to pay as much in taxes and you still have 90 days without penalties or interest? So
Nice.
it's just so interesting to me. And what makes our job awesome right now is everybody's talking about taxes. Everybody's talking about the economy. Everybody is talking about what the real basic mode of moving an economy is, and that is money moving through the economy.
Right.
Money staying in your bank account right now is not going to improve your own economy.
It's not. I agree.
And that's
And
what's
not
going to,
taking action either. Now is a time for
right.
action. I know, and like I said this before, and a lot of creators and digital producers and stuff that are my friends are texting me saying, "Hey, is there anything I can do for you? Is there anything, anybody?" I'm telling you, get your camera out and get online and say, "Here's what I do. Here's what I've been doing." If you present it and you ask and you take the action, something always comes back. It's not, it's when
Yes.
you don't do anything that you don't get the gigs, man. When I was
Right.
singing a song for this guy or singing a song for that guy or putting something out there and making it positive and making it something they could use, that's when the stuff came back to me in my hardest times. And I think it's essential to understand that, just sitting on the chair in the back of the studio today and being all upset isn't going to do anything. You've
Right.
got to
Yeah.
pivot, take action. And again, the reason why I know this 90-day stuff is because I'm following people that are experts. I don't need to be the expert. I follow
Right.
Jonathan Frost or your buddy Paulie or this person or that person, experts, Brad Lee, experts, Grant Cardone, experts, Gary Vee, so that I know how to navigate and take all these little pieces from the experts and apply them to my game plan so I can keep hitting my shots, man,
Right.
because that's
And
the only way I'm going to survive.
yeah, and I think now more than ever too, it's really important, like you were talking about, the daily ledger that you keep on your electronically. It's so important to have now when you get out of your normal routine to create the new normal. And that new normal needs to be those essential fundamental things that helped you grow your business.
Right.
Like for you, what was a fundamental thing that helped you grow your business?
So I have it set up to beep and it says 1 hour of calls.
There you
So,
go.
so if I can't do the 1 hour, like I got moved, I had some people reschedule some stuff this morning, so I had to push it back. But if it's 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 or whatever time it is, I just move it back later in the day and it'll beep again and say, at least 1 hour of calls. And then I pull up my Open Office as a free app you guys can use for spreadsheets. And it's got highlighted in red the people that I need to be following up with, firing texts off to, or this and that and the other thing. And then I want to create 3 new contacts a day. Sometimes I get 2, sometimes I get 1, but I try to get that information into my database. I send people my website link.
Awesome.
I get them to fill out the form and send it in. I met a bunch of people at Momentum that want stuff. You'll love this.
Yeah, and
there's a guy that buys and sells crack houses in Ohio, and he's like, "I definitely got to get you singing about crack houses."
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That could be the thing for me.
And the only thing that allows
in fact,
you to be able to do
him.
That,
it's Terry's buddy,
Terry Summers.
Yeah.
So the only thing too, though, man, that allows you to do that is the fact that you're around people. You made more connections. You talked to them. You let them know what you were doing. You weren't trying to sell them.
No.
Like you were just saying, this is what I do. I mean, that's what's so critically important. The only thing I would challenge you on, and I'm not like trying to get into that coaching thing, is like having a number of calls rather than just, okay, this hour block off.
Right.
I want to make 20 phone calls. Like I want to make this many phone calls. It like I've been harping on my team right now, like, how many returns are we going to get into review today?
Right.
Let me know when you get 1 return into review. Let me know when 1 return's completed. Like, we need to start thinking about this by the numbers rather than I'm going to spend 8 hours working today. I mean, what the hell does that mean, right?
Yeah, I agree. And Carlos and Sal and I were talking about that too. And he's like, dude, we'll let you use our all-in dialer system, and you can start cutting and pasting from your spreadsheet into the dialer, and it'll boop, 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 boop. It'll call people for you. All you gotta do is put your little studio headset on and go to town. And then you can mark in the notes what gets kept and what gets discarded, and then you can move quicker. So while I
Yeah.
have been doing good with creating content, connections and relationships and stuff over the phone, I think it's also important, like you said, volume matters, man. Numbers
Yeah.
matter. So
Yeah, they do.
again, just like keeping track of the workouts, just like keeping track of the contacts or the daily ledger or the goals that I want by the end of the year, the goals that I want by July or whatever. I have it all broken up, 3 months, 6 months, this month, all that stuff broken all the way down on separate lists in this app that helps me, understand. I can click back and forth from the stuff and it's already there every morning. And then I
And
can
every
like
time,
check it off every time.
and then the thing that helps me too, is the fact that you have that system going. Like whenever you start to get down or whatever, or at least this is the way for me, whenever I start to get down, and I was kind of getting down over the weekend just thinking about this stuff. And I was like, you know what? Like, I need to take advantage of this. And I was like, I need to get back to this system. I need to get back into this routine. And I was able to go back to that system to kind of pull me out of feeling down. Like I
Yeah.
was able to get back to those things. And the fact that you already have that in that working, like that is so huge. I think like to be able to get you out of that mindset of, oh, this is all bad. Like you get
Right.
caught
And
in
it's
your
important
thoughts.
too. Sometimes I look at the year goal too much. When I was doing that kind of over the weekend, I'm like, oh man, how am I going to hit this and this and this? Because next week I skated through Vegas and skated through Phoenix last week. And that, like the Millennium Falcon, once I left, the whole place exploded because now both places are completely shut down.
Yeah.
So, you know
Yeah.
me, I
You
always
got
got to put
real
the
lucky.
Star Wars reference in.
Oh
But
yeah, totally.
don't get too far ahead of yourself. Go back to that daily ledger and that daily goal. What do I need to do
Yeah.
today? I got to get Frosty on the phone. Let's talk. Let's do our episode. Let's update all his stuff. And it's good that I actually have all this digital content that I produce for other people because it keeps me sharp too. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
exporting and cutting and boom, boom, boom. And this needs to be this way and this needs to go here. How can I make it better? And all of that kind of stuff
Totally.
is very good because sometimes when you're just focusing on your own content, and this probably helps you with, like you were talking about, you like doing tax returns for clients. It keeps you
Yeah.
sharp,
Yeah. Yeah. And
so it's
having
like,
those
it's good
basic
practice,
conversations.
right? It's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
foundational
Exactly.
practice. It's like warming
Totally.
up your arm. You go to the St. Louis Cardinals game or the Cleveland Indians or whoever you guys watch in Chattanooga, I don't know. And I
Yeah.
mean, they're just warming up at the
Yeah.
beginning of the game. They're not doing anything fancy. It's foundation, warming up the arm, picking it up off the ground. We've got to do that every day in our business. I pick up the guitar and just make up a song at some point during the day. Usually I don't even post it, but I just do it to practice coming up with new chords and songs
It
and
would it
lyrics and
would
stuff like
be
that.
it'd be really cool if you did that sometime live, dude.
Just made stuff up. I'm going to start
Yeah.
doing, I was thinking about doing quarantine live stream with the
Dude, I
acoustic
I
force.
think you totally should, man, because that would be so entertaining to people. And
Right.
who cares? Like it gets like people are on their phones right now. The more I've done I've done like 3 lives this week, I think.
Yeah, I've
Like just
started to
talking about
use my
updates and stuff.
podcast as a live stream
Yeah.
instead of just recording it. And I was even thinking maybe even with these, we can take the file and pull it into the software and just
No
stream it
question.
live.
Oh, dude, like I would love for you to do that. I mean, I
Why
think
not?
that's so important. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, why not? What do you have to lose, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing too. Like, it's all a matter of just staying active and doing things that we've been doing before, but almost like ramp it up another notch,
Right.
and in order to bring that attention. Because I mean, a lot of people are going to be unemployed after this. I mean, a lot of businesses
Like
are
I
going to go
said,
down.
all my friends in San Francisco, all my friends in LA and San Diego, all the bars are shut down. So they're still doing delivery service and you can still call in and pick up. But like
Yeah.
the servers and the bartenders, the musicians, the DJs, the karaoke guys, all those people have no income right now.
Yeah,
And
and what
some
I
of the
would
bars
say,
are completely shut down, and
and let me,
restaurants, I call them
yeah,
bars, but restaurants.
and let me say this at Croft and what we're doing. for taxpayers, those restaurant servers, bartenders, if you are looking for a job, you need to contact me. You need to contact me right now, because what's
There you go,
interesting is
guys.
a lot of our sales force is restaurant owners. They are bartenders, and they are servers. And why? Because servers and bartenders are the hardest working motherfuckers there are.
Yeah, see, this is why I like this guy, guys. They are.
They are. And they know so many people that come in there, have a beer, eat dinner, and that's who we want to be working with. So I'm telling you, like, you need to take this spot, Pat, if you don't mind, and make a special little thing, dude, and tell the servers and bartenders that are not getting work right now to give me a call, because we want to hook them up. We want to help them grow their own business now, because they have a network that they can use to build their own income during this time, man.
Absolutely.
Like,
you guys hear that? That's beautiful. I will find this clip. I will post it. Guys, if you don't know who Jonathan Frost is, contact him. He's looking to help everybody as much as he can. He's been helping me doing these podcasts. I do all the editing for his audio podcast on Apple, the Accountability Show. If you're trying to learn how to open up business bank accounts, this all goes back to what you talk about anyway. The fundamentals of building a business. He can show you how to do all this. Not only does he have opportunities right now for people who are out of work, but he also has the tools and the tactics and the strategies for free on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts to show you how to build a business.
Yes.
It's free.
And I'm telling you, like, we have existing new salespeople that have been working with us for 60 days. One of them just cashed a check for $16,000 March 5th.
Wow.
She's only been working with us for 60 days, and she utilized her network that she knows. And it's literally just knowing people, knowing their phone number, knowing their email address, and getting them on the phone. That's all you have to do. Literally, like, we're paying 20, 25, 30% commission, and servers and bartenders are where it's at. So if you don't want to be affected by this coronavirus during this time, we are an essential business. We're an essential business. People have to file tax returns. They need to know how to do these SBA loans. They need to know how to get money from this stimulus package. That's what we're helping people with right now. Like, we are helping people apply for this stuff the right way in order to get this stimulus money. $1 trillion is getting ready to be dispersed from the United States government, and we can help you go get that money. That's what
absolutely beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna stop it here so I can cut all that. But ladies and gentlemen, Off the Hook. It's off the hook right now in the United States, but there are solutions. There are ways to navigate the asteroid field to make sure that you can save the princess in your life. So go out there and make it happen. Man, Jonathan, I appreciate you always supporting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pat.
For everything you do for me and for business owners around the world. This isn't just like some guy that sits in Chattanooga and like does tax returns locally. This is somebody who's got 250,000 followers on Instagram that is creating a nationwide global network. He's speaking all over the country. And even when those things get limited, there's still a way to get a hold of people because we've created these online databases and these online followings. Message him today if you guys see this, and let's all keep in touch. Let's be successful, and let's get through this together. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Rock on.